Hollywood romances can be pretty epic. Sometimes two stars meet on set, and it's as if the whole world has stopped at their feet. For these 30 iconic couples, that's precisely what happened, and their stories are seriously captivating. From passionate on-screen chemistry to whirlwind romances and even marriages that have lasted decades, here's a countdown of 30 Hollywood stars and their plus ones. Number 30. Kit Harington and Rose Leslie. Fans of Game of Thrones were super excited about the casting of Jon Snow, and when a forbidden connection started between him and Ygritte. As a member of the Night Watch, his loyalty remained with them, and falling in love could have compromised things. It did. Jon Snow fought so hard to keep his promise of celibacy to the Night's Watch, but Ygritte was a lot more fire than he could control. After climbing over the wall with Ygritte, Jon deserted them to warn the Watch of the impending attack, and he helped defend Castle Black against the wildlings' attack despite his injuries. But sometimes, love never comes without consequences. The moment their eyes met in the middle of the chaos, it was like time slowed down. She had an arrow ready to shoot, but she hesitated. At that point, Jon couldn't move. Unfortunately, before she could make her choice, an arrow from Ollie, a boy Jon had taken under his wing, found its way into her. She fell, and Jon ran to her side, holding her as the battle raged around them. Her last words? "You know nothing, Jon Snow." But here's the twist. Jon did know something. He had, after all, fallen in love with Rose Leslie. Their romance may have been cut short in the series, but not in real life. On the 12th of August, 2012, a fan spotted them on a dinner date together, and that set the stage for the rumors. A year after they had reportedly been seen together, they announced they were not together. This news was heartbreaking, especially for fans who loved their relationship. Not to worry, they got back together on the 26th of July, 2014. While they weren't willing to share any information on their relationship with the public, Kit Harington said they were happy. On the 26th of September, 2017, they announced their engagement, and on the 23rd of June, 2018, the lovebirds walked down the aisle together. Well, it's been well over 6 years since they said I do, and their marriage has 2 beautiful kids. Who could have thought such a relationship on screen would have translated to forever in real life? Number 29. Kyra Sedgwick and Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon and Kyra Sedgwick are another Hollywood couple whose love story is without drama. The year was 1978, and 12 years old, Kyra had crossed paths with Kevin while he was getting lunch between performances of his off-Broadway play, Getting Out. Although Bacon doesn't remember the interaction, it was the first time he met her. However, it was on the set of Lemon Sky in 1988 that he really connected with her. Kevin did everything to get her attention. First, he orchestrated group dinners, which didn't work. Then, he arranged a perfectly timed accidental gym encounter, even a mildly creepy call to check when her massage would end, and it worked. That Christmas Eve, he proposed, and she said yes. 3 months after her proposal, she woke up crying, and while Kevin did not understand why she woke up, the first thing she thought of was to cry. She later admitted she did not love the ring. This was no problem at all, as they traded it for one she loves to this day. They married in 1998, built a rock-solid marriage, welcomed 2 kids, and made love duets on anniversaries. It's been well over 36 years since they got together, and what's the secret to their long-lasting marriage? Support, laughter, walking, and talking. That still is a nice place to be, Bacon said. Now, that's what you would call couple goals. Number 28. Daniel Craig and Rachel Weisz. Some love stories unfold over the years, and Daniel Craig and Rachel Weisz's relationship has everything to do with the right timing. Their first meeting? It goes all the way back to 1994, when both were relatively young British actors in Les Grands Horizontales. At the time, though, life had other ideas. Craig was married, and Weisz had a son with director Darren Aronofsky. Fate finally intervened in 2010 after Weisz and her fiancé split. Their chemistry as a married couple in Dreamhouse wasn't just good acting, it felt real. 6 months later, only 4 people were invited to their New York City secret wedding. Weisz's son, Craig's daughter, and 2 close friends. No Hollywood audience, paparazzi, or flashing cameras. Since then, they have been the world's best at keeping their relationship private. When you're married, that door closes, the audience goes, and you're in your own life, Weisz said. In 2018, however, they revealed a big secret. They were having their first child together. For Craig, choosing roles now revolves around his family because he wouldn't want to choose roles that would keep him away from his child as much. Some love stories burn fast, and others like theirs take time. Here's another couple whose together has been a forever ride. Number 27. Michael J. Fox and Tracy Pollan. Some love stories that start on screen sometimes end up being a tale that goes on forever. In 1985, Michael J. Fox and Tracy Pollan were love interests in Family Ties, and their chemistry, undeniable. At the time, they were just friends because they had other love interests. In 1987, when fate brought them back again on the set of Bright Lights, Big City, they were both single. Fox didn't waste a second. As soon as he heard Pollan had separated from her boyfriend, he contacted her. By September of that year, they were already a couple. They made a red carpet debut at the Emmys together, where Fox took home the trophy for Family Ties. On the 26th of December, 1987, Fox had proposed without having second thoughts. By July 1998, they had walked down the aisle in a private ceremony in Vermont. Then came their biggest adventure, parenthood. Their first son, Sam, was born in 1989, followed by their twin daughters in 1995, and their youngest, Chris, in 2001. As their love story unfolded, they faced a new challenge. Fox had been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 1991. This would have been the perfect moment for Tracy to leave, but love goes beyond marriage and being a happy couple. It connotes being able to stay through thick and thin, and that's how she has remained by his side ever since. Number 26. Dev Patel and Freida Pinto. Dev Patel and Freida Pinto met while filming Slumdog Millionaire, where they played the love story of Jamal and Latika. Their chemistry was evident, and that final train station scene where Jamal found Latika, it was pure movie magic. Patel was 20 and Pinto was 25, but despite their age gap, they were incredibly close. Sadly, the couple split after 6 years together in 2014. Later, Pinto revealed what happened, saying that, by her late 20s, she started to ask the big life questions. You have a career, you have love, you have a family, but what do you have of yourself that you've ignored? That moment of self-discovery was what got her to be single for the first time in years. The good thing, however, is that their breakup had no drama and no bad blood. Patel was a massive part of her growth, and Pinto also said that they have remained friends ever since. Patel later fell for actress Tilda Cobham Hervey. Nonetheless, their story is one of Hollywood's sweetest romances, a tale that began with love in Mumbai. Number 25. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Brad and Angelina's love story wasn't love at first sight, but when it did happen, everything changed. The ship started in 2003 when they were cast as a married couple in Mr. and Mrs. Smith. At the time, Brad Pitt was married to Jennifer Aniston, and Jolie was happy being a single mother. So, at the time, their connection and acting were strictly professional. However, when you leave two people on set every day, what do you expect would happen? Angelina Jolie later confessed that within months of acting together, the thought of going to work started to get unusually exciting. On camera, they were the future romantically involved couple, and off camera, it was worse. Their former bodyguard later revealed that after takes, they used to slip into their trailers, pass the notes, and steal private moments. Once Pitt and Aniston divorced, by 1005, he and Jolie were officially a couple. Their love life seemed straight out of a movie, but not all love stories end as they start. Jolie filed for divorce in 2016, and the long, drawn-out legal battle, which eventually ended in 2024, caused him to become single for the first time in 8 years. Yes, their romance had passion, adventure, and intensity, but even the biggest of Hollywood love stories can't always make it to forever. Number 24. Zendaya and Tom Holland. Back in 2016, Zendaya and Tom's journey began in the cinema with Spider-Man: Homecoming. At the time, we all agreed they were close friends. They even kept to the story for a while, until that first on-screen kiss in Spider-Man: Far From Home. At first, they tried to keep things cool. But a few months later, they were seen sharing a secret car kiss in July 2021, which caused the fan base to lose it. This only made them keep their love life even more private and avoid any PDA. Now, the big news. TMZ reported that Zendaya is engaged to Tom Holland. What's more, we got to confirm this news when Zendaya was seen in what looked like a diamond ring on her left hand at the 2025 Golden Globes. In an interview, Tom revealed he once impressed his girlfriend by fixing her door. So, who knows? You might be one step away from impressing your girl today if you borrow a few tips from Tom Holland. Number 23. Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens. Zac and Vanessa had an energy you could not ignore, and that started right away in High School Musical. Every time they hit the stage, fans grinned from ear to ear as their scenes were filled with infectious smiles, perfectly timed dance moves, and a lot of playful banter. When the duo turned some simple dialogue into something musical, every song was beautiful. A good example is the Breaking Free duet. The music built, and Zac and Vanessa came out on stage together. As they sang, their eyes met. Unfortunately, this romance may have lasted for 3 seasons on screen, but off-screen, it was a different story. Zac and Vanessa, who had been together for more than 4 years, split on the 13th of December, 2010. Although the exact reason for their breakup wasn't disclosed, they remain good friends. Number 22. Ryan Gosling and Eva Mendes. Eva Mendes and Ryan Gosling first met while playing a couple in The Place Beyond the Pines. Their connection on screen quickly suggested that something a little more would follow in real life. Prior to meeting Eva Mendes, Ryan had been romantically involved with The Notebook co-star Rachel McAdams, and also in the early part of 2011 with Olivia Wilde. At the same time, Eva was in a long-term relationship with music producer George Augusto until 2011. On the 17th of October 2011, fans finally got their first real glimpse of how the pair clicked off screen. On the 12th of September 2014, Eva and Ryan welcomed their first daughter. A couple of years later, they celebrated the birth of their second daughter on the 29th of April 2016. On the 13th of January 2024, Ryan called Eva the girl of his dreams. If you've not been called the person of someone's dreams, it's time to find someone special who makes you feel that way. Number 21. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. This love story started right off the bat of an action-packed superhero movie. Reynolds was cast as the fearless Hal Jordan, and Lively as the sharp and stunning Carol Ferris in Green Lantern. On screen, their chemistry lit up our screens, but away from the camera and rolling tapes, well, they were just friends. At least that was what everyone was told. Also, Lively was still seeing Gossip Girl co-star Penn Badgley, while Reynolds was married to Scarlett Johansson at the time. What you might tag as fate was when they both broke up with their respective partners that very same year. Lively later split from Badgley in October, and only 2 months on from that, Reynolds and Johansson called it quits. They never jumped into a relationship after the breakup happened. Instead, their love story was a bit different. A double date with other people. We went on a double date. She was on a date with another guy, and I was on a date with another girl, Reynolds revealed. Secretly, they tied the knot in a dreamy and intimate wedding in South Carolina in September 2012. There were paper lanterns, a children's choir, and even a wedding cake filled with peach polka dot preserves. It was like straight out of a fairy tale. But there is no wedding without a bit of chaos. Their close friend Florence Welch performed at the wedding and left a burn mark on Lively's dress from the sparkler. A couple of years later, they were indeed ready for their next big adventure, parenthood. They welcomed their first daughter, James, in January 2015, Inez in 2016, a third daughter in 2019, and finally, a fourth baby in February 2023. Our next couple certainly gave us the shocker. Number 20. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's romance began on the set of The Rum Diary, when they played passionate lovers in a steamy affair. But what happened off-screen? Depp added that during a scene where he kissed McDormand in a shower kiss, something happened between them, and right there, he believed their connection was confirmed, although at the time, they were with other people. Years later, while walking the press tour with Depp, he noticed that Heard was still on his mind. According to him, "She was in my head, so I looked for her." Soon after, they were inseparable. Then, they got married, twice. Once in LA, the second on Depp's private island in 2015. In 2016, Amber Heard then filed for divorce, and on the 27th of May, she filed a restraining order on the grounds of mistreatment. That is one love story that took a quick, sour turn. Number 19. Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield. Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield's love story was a real-life love story turned into a movie. They met while filming The Amazing Spider-Man in 2010, as Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy. They were, in fact, one of Hollywood's favorite couples for 4 years, and they traveled the world together while shooting another Spider-Man movie. Unfortunately, their relationship ended when they split in the year 2015. It was a mutual breakup. Stone said that Garfield was someone she loved very much. They remain friends today and are not shy about talking about their affection for each other. Stone is now married with a baby, and Garfield was most recently linked to model Alyssa Miller. Their relationship proves that even if the romance goes away, the admiration might never. However, not all Hollywood couples reach such an ending. Number 18. Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart. Although Twilight fans rejoiced seeing Bella and Edward's love story come to life on screen, watching Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson fall for each other in real life was even more than magical. It was next level. Their romance began as filming on the first Twilight movie rolled in 2008. Some years later, Stewart confessed that she had no chance when it came to Pattinson, whom she called her first love. However, things fell apart in 2012 when Stewart's fling with her Snow White and the Huntsman director hit the headlines. The two tried to work everything out, but by 2013, they called it quits. Number 17. Channing Tatum and Jenna Dewan. As Jenna Dewan and Channing Tatum wrote in their memoir, what brought them together was dancing. It was 2006 when they met during the filming of Step Up. Dewan fit the picture when Tatum once said he wanted to be with someone who could be a goofball, and 2009, they got married. In 2013, their daughter Everly was born. Their love story seemed like the forever fairy tales talked about. But in 2018, when fans learned they had separated, they were shocked. They seemed like the perfect pair for each other. Their official divorce, however, took years, mainly because they fought in court over Magic Mike's profits. That chapter finally ended in 2024. Number 16. Kerry Russell and Matthew Rhys. Not only did the American stars Kerry Russell and Matthew Rhys play spies, but they also kept a real-life romance under wraps. The on-screen chemistry of KGB's married agents was so real that fans couldn't help but wonder what was going on off-screen. The rumors started in late 2013, ever since Russell had broken up with her husband. When pressed on whether they were dating, Rhys reinforced that it was the best rumor ever. However, by 2014, it became impossible for people to avoid them, as they were seen on a date in New York City, confirming what everyone had suspected. Fast forward to 2016, and the couple gave birth to their son Sam. TV romance isn't always acting, and the love story of these co-stars proves just that. Still, they aren't the only Hollywood couple to have started on set. Number 15. Anna Paquin and Stephen Moyer. Those chemistry sparks between Anna Paquin and Stephen Moyer on True Blood weren't fake, they were real. Anna and Stephen first met on set in 2008. Later, Moyer described it as pure magnetism, and the fans felt it too. A particular scene that stood out was when Anna Paquin and Stephen Moyer first met as Sookie and Bill on True Blood. The instant Bill said Sookie in his deep Southern accent, time stopped. By 2009, their romance had gone off-screen, and Moyer had popped the question with a huge vintage-style ring. Then, a year later, they had a Malibu wedding. In 2012, they gave birth to twins Charlie and Poppy. In April 2024, the actors put their love on full display while at the New York City premiere of their film, A Bit of Light, which Moyer directed and Paquin starred in. "This is a date night for us," he told people while on the red carpet. Number 14. Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth. Since the pair first met on the set of The Last Song in 2009, there was no denying their chemistry. And soon enough, people couldn't stop talking about them as Hollywood's newest young couple. Unfortunately, their love was quite a stormy sea. They broke up in 2010 and got back together weeks later. In 2012, Hemsworth proposed with a 3.5-carat ring. By 2013, however, the engagement was off. When the world believed they were through in 2016, they rekindled their romance and married the following year, but their marriage was short-lived. In 2019, they had their official divorce. Number 13. Cole Sprouse and Lily Reinhart. Their relationship started on the set of Riverdale. Although fans began speculating about their dating status long before they verified it, their Met Gala debut in 2018 made it official, but their relationship was not without challenges. the couple split officially in March 2020 after months of speculation. Number 12. Penelope Cruz and Javier Bardem. It was in 1992, when they first starred together in Jamón, Jamón, that Penelope Cruz and Javier Bardem's romance began. Still, it was only when Vicky Cristina Barcelona brought them together in 2008 that their relationship took off. Although the two were rarely seen in public together, they were seen in public for the first time during the 2010 Goya Awards. They then tied the knot in a small ceremony later that same year. Number 11. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. In the early 90s, Jada auditioned for The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and that's when Smith met the woman he later married. She didn't get the part, but made an impression on him. They started dating in 1995, and in 1997, they got married in Baltimore. A year later, they gave birth to their son Jaden and their second daughter, Willow, in 2000. Will and Jada have been one of Hollywood's most talked about couples over the years, as they've been openly sharing the highs and lows of their marriage. Jada revealed in 2023 that they had been privately separated since 2016, even before the famous Oscars slapped back in 2022. Number 10. Rachel Bilson and Hayden Christensen. Rachel Bilson's real-life romances have often looked like her on-screen roles. First, her relationship with the OC co-star Adam Brody, who played her love interest as Seth Cohen. Their chemistry on screen and off of it transitioned perfectly over to real life and made them one of the most popular TV couples of the early 2000s. Bilson's most notable relationship after the OC was with Hayden Christensen, whom she met while filming Jumper in 2008. Their on-screen romance lasted nearly a decade before they welcomed daughter Briar Rose in 2014. Bilson and Christensen remained committed co-parents even though they split in 2017. Number 9. Jennifer Aniston and Vince Vaughn. Jennifer Aniston and Vince Vaughn first met while filming The Breakup in 2005. Known for his comedic charm, Vaughn was just what Aniston needed after her high-profile split from Brad Pitt. Vaughn was also fond of Aniston, as he often talked about her warmth and down-to-earth nature during their relationship. However, by December 2006, the couple separated, even though reps confirmed they were still friends. Number 8. Alexis Bledel and Vincent Kartheiser. In 2012, Alexis Bledel and Vincent Kartheiser's real-life romance began on the set of Mad Men, where they played as Beth Dawes and Pete Campbell. The couple quietly tied the knot in 2014, as they had been known to play it privately. However, Kartheiser and his wife filed for divorce in August 2022, after nearly a decade of marriage. It was the end of their low-profile relationship. Number 7. Natalie Portman and Benjamin Millepied. Benjamin and Portman's relationship started on the set of Black Swan in 2009. Millepied was a talented choreographer who was brought in to train Portman in ballet classes. They fell in love as their classes progressed. By 2010, the couple were already engaged and expecting their first child. Unfortunately, reports of the Millepied affair ended their off-screen romance. Portman filed for divorce in July, and by February, the divorce had been finalized. Number 6. Bradley Cooper and Zoe Saldana. In the words, the on-screen chemistry between Bradley Cooper and Zoe Saldana spilled over into real life. However, whispers of how close they were seemed to spread when they were seen flirting and chatting next to the DJ booth at Greystone Manor. Reports also said they had a brief romance that year, but never publicly confirmed their relationship. Unfortunately, the two split by the end of 2012. Number 5. Ginnifer Goodwin and Josh Dallas. Ginnifer Goodwin and Josh Dallas's story truly felt like a fairy tale come to life. They were Snow White and Prince Charming on the set of Once Upon a Time in 2011. They got closer on set, and in 2012, they openly admitted to being a couple. The duo tied the knot in California in April 2014. A few months later, their sons Oliver Finley and Hugo Wilson were added to their family. Number 4. Emily Van Camp and Josh Bowman. Emily Van Camp and Josh Bowman's revenge romance off-screen was no less enjoyable than it was on screen. They met in 2011 when the couple appeared on the debut season of the ABC drama. In May 2017, Bowman proposed, and they have been together for over 6 years alongside 2 kids, Iris and Rose. Number 3. Taylor Swift and Taylor Lautner. Taylor Swift and Taylor Lautner were high school sweethearts on the set of Valentine's Day in 2009. Fans quickly labeled them Taylor Squared, and, after Lautner was seen at Swift's side at the 2009 MTV Video Music Awards, the same night Kanye West interrupted her speech, their relationship was even more talked about. While their relationship was brief, the two have remained on good terms. Number 2. Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr. Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr. first met while filming I Know What You Did Last Summer in 1997. However, their relationship did not start until after an accidental date. Here's the catch. Although none of them believed in marriage, Prinze said he knew she was the one for him and proposed in 2002. Ever since, they've had 2 kids and a beautiful marriage together. Number 1. Dwayne Johnson and Lauren Hashian. It has been nearly 15 years since Dwayne Johnson and Lauren Hashian have been together, and whether they still have a strong relationship is not a matter of dispute. The music producer and the actor first met in 2006 while filming The Game Plan, and they started dating in 2007. They welcomed their 2 daughters, Jasmine and Tiana, in 2015 and 2018, respectively. Which couple on this list is your favorite? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Before you go, explore the other videos on your screen.